All right, this is our 12x24 Okamoto model ACC-12.24DX, 3-axis hydraulic surface grinder with incremental downfeed.
Sure. And yeah, standard controls for the DX up front here. Dual readouts for the saddle and the vertical, which is nice. We'll come back to it in a few minutes, but yeah, we can do some things with this. So, yeah, the neutralifier is next to it for the electromagnetic chuck. And coming across, you do have manual control on this one, so you can kind of bring it in or out wherever you want to be here. Yeah, that's got to stay out for the auto setting. Same thing with the table. These are all spring loaded, but they work pretty good. In fact, while I'm up here, before I forget, I want to set these up because I didn't. Hang on 1 second here. We left off in a different spot. These are too far apart, so yeah, there we go, something like that. And the wheel head, sure. Pop it open. It's a nice size wheel on there, so all works pretty good. We'll fire that up in a minute too, the spindle. Water line coming in through the top, all pretty standard stuff. Coming around the downside, backside here. Take saddle clamp up high, then of course your cooling system with the mag separator. And hydraulic motor down low. And this would be the rapid column on here, spindle motor right above it. Digital readout for the saddle. Like I said, it's kind of an add-on there. You don't see those too often on the saddle. That's nice to have. With our documentation, of course, for the machine itself. And then down low is the switchgear panel. All pretty much standard with the relays and the transformers. The only thing that really of consequence is the DX controller right back in there. That's the brains of the machine. So, and the electromagnetic chuck cables coming into the chuck itself. Yeah, we'll fire up the spindle right away. Fire up the mag. I don't know if the interlock's on there. We're just going to turn that on and have that on. Just that all works good. We'll do the spindle first all by itself just to listen to that. Fire that up and let it run for a minute. And we'll bring on the oil, turn off the spindle, and let them both run for a minute here. There's oil. Oh, it works pretty good. They're both running now. And with that, I can go wrap it up. See it moving. And wrap it down. And even in the auto cycle mode, the one above is incremental. I think this works here. Let me reset that. There's our incremental, whatever the course is set at, which is about 1,000. That's what you get on incremental, so, or 1/10, whatever it's set at. So as you're grinding, you can kind of comp it, so to speak. So that said, plunge 1 and 2 is you can plunge at either end or at one end, and then there's a standard traverse grind cycle. So we can do a plunge cycle, which moves along a little bit quicker. We'll do one traverse, maybe manual, just to show the saddle moving. We can turn off grinding wheel, coolant on, that runs. And of course, dust collector. Relays come in, but we don't have a dust collector hooked up to it right now. So, and this is our manual control here. This is auto sizing. This is where you do your auto cycle from. Stock removal gets you into the displays here. If you go into stock, this is nice. If you go into stock removal, you can just put the numbers in, whatever you want, and go for it. If not, you can go into manual control, I think, and off the pulse generator, do the same thing and dial it up or down and move the vertical feed. So either feature is really nice to have. So we're going to leave it on manual control. This is spark out. We're not going to do that now, but that all works. And the only other thing to talk about is the transition from coarse to fine. We're going to transition at 10/10, of course, 1,000. And after at 1,000, we're going to go down to 2/10 speed in plunge mode, and it'll all happen fairly quick. So that said, oil's on. I'm going to turn on the table. I don't know if I've got it off over there. Electrically, I just turned it on. I'm going to put this at 0, put that at 0, turn on the table just to see that going. in between the settings here. Normal speed, a little bit faster. In fact, while we're at it, maybe I can do the traverse right away too. I think it'll go just in manual mode, which would be this way. Does that turn that on? Give it a direction. Let's see where that goes. No? I have to set it up in, oh, I'm not in traverse. Let me go traverse there. There we go. So without running an auto cycle, I'm just running it. It'll just go in reverse on the dogs. They're pretty far apart here. Let me tighten these up a little bit. There we go. And I can slow that down a little bit. I can speed this up, of course, down here and make bigger jumps. Now I'm moving about a half inch now, just for the sake of playing with it. And it'll reverse and come back. Now you can see it moving on the clock, right? Now we reversed, numbers are counting down. Now if you come over here, that's traverse. If you come over here, I'm going to flip it over to plunge style. That's off. And now we go over here. And this is speed control right off this lever, so I do it real slow. Kind of watch them both at once. You can watch the dial and watch the lever. See that? Now I'm just going to speed it up. It still uses the same dogs for reciprocating back and forth, but this is the speed under that. Works pretty good. So we're just going to leave that off for now because we're going to do a plunge now just to show that that all works really well. We're going to go back into neutral with that. Leave the table where it's at. That's a nice speed for the table. And I'm going to stop the table with table stop button here. And let's see. Let's go let that park. And I'm just going to dial it up to, wow, 28 thousandths. That's a lot. I'm in a times 10 mode. That's right. So let me get that down to 0. Let's go to 1,000th at a time. Well, I'm at 10. Let's go down to well, let's leave it at 10. I'm going to leave it at 10. We'll transition at 1,000. Core speed is 10/10 per traverse. We're going to flip back and forth. We're going to go down with the vertical feed at each end of the table. I think I've got this right. All we do is call for auto cycle now and give it feed direction. And it should start feeding down every hit. Yep, 9, 8, 7, yeah, 7 thousandths. There we go. And at 1, it'll flip over to 2/10. Now we just transition. Now we're 2/10 at a time. It'll count down to 0. So yeah, it's all pretty good. Yeah, and now it should park itself. We have no spark out on there. There it is, same thing. So we go back up again. This time I'm just going to use auto sizing and call for 17 thousandths. It's just that simple. Leave all the speeds, everything the same. Hit table direction. And we're still in, oh, now auto sizing, there we go. And it's counting. And I think I can hit this on the fly. 14, yes, 12. That's me doing the other one, see? So you can hit that on the fly and just bring it down a little bit quicker. Let's do it while we still got time. Spark out. Yeah. So we're going to do, it's like, I think it's 4 resets. I think 2 resets per site, per spark out. So just transition 2 at a time. And at 0, it's going to go a few more times. And there it is. Now we're in spark out mode. Should count 4 times, I believe. If you can see the table, nothing's happening here. You should hear it. Oh yeah, you can hear it, yeah. And that's that. So yeah, I mean, that's the basic premise here. It's a pretty good running machine. Kill the pump. Show it out. Yeah, we're all good. Here we go. Demag. Of course, that works okay. Let that demag its way down.